consumers, a real estate agent is a guy with a headshot and a suit on a billboard. Okay. And I just believe in today's world, we can be better than that. There's a lot of tools available to us.
My name is Kevin McIntosh, and this is The Closing Table, where we talk to experts about their experience in real estate all across the country. Let's go. All right, and with me today, joining the show, I have the pleasure of speaking with Matthew Talbot of the Talbot team. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I love the name of the show, by the way.
Thank you. The team came up with it together, and and now you're the first guest on the show, so I appreciate you for joining us. So let's hit the ground running. Got a couple questions I want to ask you. Let's start with the beginning. How did you start your career in real estate? How did that begin?
Good question. So, again, thanks for having me today. Appreciate it. My career in real estate started years ago. I had a marketing degree and marketing background in school, and I really enjoyed marketing and that. And I had been at Xerox for a few years. I was doing Xerox copier sales, which was a good start to my career. It taught me a lot of sales acumen, a lot of business acumen that I didn't have at the time.
Okay.
And it was a good job and I enjoyed it and I learned a lot, but I always wanted to run my own business. I always wanted to do my own thing. And at the time I really wanted to do something that was kind of within the fabric of the community where I could use my sphere of influence. I could, give back. I could work with people that I know, like, and trust already. And I really could get my marketing fix, which I didn't have at my previous employer, because it was more of a sales job. Right. And so at the time I was getting recruited pretty heavily for a lot of different positions and medical devices and different stuff like that. It just, that's what the Xerox world is. If you can sell copiers door to door, at a high level and have success there,
what a position that must have been.
Yeah, it's
working at Xerox is like working at Dunder Mifflin or something like that. Like that.
Yeah, they call Xerox the Big Blue. So, and again, I would never want to take away from all the people I met at Xerox, and they taught me a lot of skills there. But it does give me a little PTSD because when you go, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate my job, but when I found something that I'm in love with, it's a much different career. So,
correct.
So a buddy of mine actually convinced me to get my real estate license, and when I looked at the business, it was kind of a perfect fit. I always wanted to run my own business. I always wanted to do something where I could give back in the community. I didn't want to just shove product down people's throats anymore. And so real estate was the opportunity to do that, and it really allowed me to use my artistic viewpoint on marketing, which I never had the chance to do at my previous employer. So got my license, quit my job pretty quick. I didn't really have any deals going or anything like that, and started my business really on the back of Facebook ads and sphere of influence, and just really betting on myself, which I've done a lot since, which is a good takeaway. So anyway, I jumped in close to 7 years ago and never looked back. And the plan was always to grow a team and a brokerage and stuff like that. And so we're at that point now where we're growing and have had some success through the years.
Nice. That's good. That's a great story. Love to hear. I'm glad you shared that. So you spoke on the fact that you have a marketing degree. I see you had your degree, business marketing from Western Michigan University. How do you feel like your degree and what you've learned from Western has helped you or given you an advantage against your competitors?
Yeah. So it's a great day to be a Bronco. Shout out to all you Broncos out there.
Shout out to Kalamazoo.
What's that?
I said, shout out to Kalamazoo. Yeah, that's where I was born.
KZoo. Okay, you're from KZoo.
KZoo, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a great day to be a Bronco. I've been using that one a lot. Actually, my business partner Nimish Patel also went to Western. Nice. I've been using that. I've been trying to bring that one out of retirement. It's a great day to be a Bronco.
Bring it out of retirement.
So yeah, Western was good to me. I actually, I can tell you a quick story. I did some hopping around in college. I golfed for a little bit in college. I played at the collegiate level for a little while. I played for Oakland University. I played for Madonna University. And then golf wasn't really working out at the time, and I wanted to focus more on my path through education. And so I ended up at
Mm,
Western, and it really was a good fit for me for a few reasons. The degree had taught me some basic understanding of marketing, but I really think that in today's world, I don't know if I knew what I know now, if I would go to school right off the bat, to be honest with you.
right,
I just
right.
think that there's so much to learn in YouTube. There's so much to learn on and from a digital footprint. There's just so much to learn in other places. However,
Hmm.
that was my path, and I enjoyed it. If anything, it teaches you, work ethic and how to create, consistency in building something and connections and stuff like that too. So Western, had give me a baseline to base my stuff off of. I did have a couple really good professors that really kind of, I guess, sparked my marketing itch. I would say, because when I went to school, it was just like, I want to go to business school, and then they were like, well, what kind of business school? I was like, there's types. Like, I don't know.
Right, I
Uh,
know.
so through like undergrad and stuff like that, I realized that marketing was kind of, in my opinion, where business was made. I think
Mm,
storytelling and be
correct.
able to communicate a message is very, very important. You could be the best real estate agent in the world or have the best product in the world, but if people don't know about it, you're not going to get very far.
What's the point?
Um,
Exactly. Yep.
so definitely gave me a baseline or a bedrock to build my career off of. But I would say the majority of the stuff that I do and that I've learned through the years has been kind of self taught, and you learn by doing, or at least I do. So.
Correct, correct. And you touched on a good point too that I agree with, because I feel like a lot of people and it's good that you actually are in your field of business marketing, but a lot of people go to school and they graduate and get a job that's something that's completely unrelated to their field. But what you said was something key, and it sparked something in my head that I heard. And they said, someone said, I went to college and I didn't necessarily, take advantage of what I learned in that specific field, but it's the habits that I created by going to school, the discipline that I learned from going to school that I actually kind of use later on in life. So, and I agree with that same thing. So that was an interesting point that you made right there. Um, I saw something in your story that says you believe residential real estate is very dated. It's a very dated industry. I got to ask you about that. So, what are some of the dated methods in residential real estate that you feel motivated you to be untraditional?
How much time do you have?
Let's go there.
Yeah,
Let's go.
so and I appreciate you doing some digging on us and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
love the questions. Yeah, I think that definitely residential real estate is a very, very dated business. For a while, I'm getting away from this because I'm getting a lot of gray hairs at this point. But I used to call it old guys in suits. And so,
Uh,
and I'm not here to bash the old guys in suits. I just think that the world is changing very drastically. Okay, and not
correct.
just
I
our
agree.
industry, most industries, all industries. Okay, and
Hmm.
in my opinion, the realtor, to a lot of people, I think the mindset for a lot of consumers as a real estate agent is a guy with a headshot and a suit on a billboard. Okay, and I just believe in today's world we can be better than that. There's a lot of tools available to us. There's social media, there's podcasting, there's platforms, there's YouTube. I mean, there's just unlimited amount of different ways to, in my opinion, create value. Okay, so instead of just being Mr. Broker in town because I'm on a billboard and I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna take you to the 5 houses that I want to sell you. The
Hmm.
world's different, right? People live on Zillow. They spend hours a week on Zillow, right? And so
Correct.
the world is a different place, and there's pros and cons to technology, of course. But I think what's going to happen with a lot of the outdated practices is, I think the reason why you're seeing a lot of stuff, not to get political, but in the media, you're seeing a lot of bad things come out is because now it's on record, now it's on vinyl, now it's being recorded, right? So everything is
Mm.
being documented, and so I think what that allows for is for the right people practicing the right things and helping people the right way to really rise to the top, because you're not hiding behind a billboard in one TV commercial that you're able to run.
Right.
You actually have to be a good human every day, and you actually have to learn your craft. You have to be good at what you do. You have to care about the consumer. And so, in my opinion, it's a very, very dated industry that is starting to change. It's starting to change pretty drastically. But I mean,
Mhm.
if you look at the status quo and kind of how things are done, is a very dangerous mentality. And I think there's just a lot of disruption happening and will continue to happen in our industry. People have done it the same way for a long time, and that just leads for tons of opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's crazy when you said that. I thought of like several billboards where I see somebody in a suit with a white background. It's literally the same setting. So that's 100% true from my perspective as a consumer also. So let's kind of piggyback off of that conversation in regards to marketing. How would you describe your style of marketing?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, my style of marketing, I think it's 2023, right? And I think the last couple of years, this definitely holds true, and it's going to be more important for the future. I believe that, who I am is really my style of marketing, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that. So,
Hmm.
I think you're going to get away from, packaging, Ford Motor Company blue and the Ford logo and stuff like that, and storytelling of individuals is going to be a lot more of the story. I mean, if you look at Ford Motor Company as an example, right, you have Elon Musk, who's a character who has built this character mentality around Tesla, and then it became one of the biggest car companies in the world. I mean, valued more
Mm,
than most of the other car companies anyway. So for me, my personal brand really ties into that. When it
right.
comes to our team, we have some things that we really live and breathe to our core values. Well, one is our core values, but to our core. And so one's our core values, two is our mission, and three is our vision. And our mission is to redefine the way that you live. And that's for our internal team and our clients. We really want to create a corporation and a company and a team in which people can have growth, in which we can do good within the community. And our vision
Okay.
ties directly into that, to be the most trusted, giving, and innovative real estate team in Michigan. And so trusted, giving, and
Nice.
innovative are huge for me. And so how do we make sure that we're branded around there? First and foremost, trusted. If you don't have trust, you don't have anything in today's world. And that's just how I was raised. Giving, how are we giving back? What are we doing to make a difference, not only in our real estate transactions, but in the community? What are we doing on a day-to-day basis? And then innovative, how are we continually to challenge the status quo? How are we changing the outdated industry, as we're talking about? So for me, tying all that in with that and our core values is really how we try to brand, because it's who we are to our core. It's what we talk about every day as a team. It's how we live, and it's very, very important that we communicate that message, because it's who we are, and people deserve to have authentic people and authentic people to work with. So.
Nice, nice. So you said giving was part of your vision, correct? Being given.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that. Does your team do community service? What type of community service do you do? How do you give back to the community?
Yeah. So again, trusted, giving, and innovative, right? So with our vision, so yeah, we do a good amount, and our plan is to have that be a flywheel and continue to do more and more. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get in this business in the first place.
Hmm.
The first way we go about it is we do events, client appreciation type events, networking type events, where we pay for everything. Food, we do the sip and snack event as an example, where we do food and
Nice.
drinks and happy hour and all that type of stuff. Then we do raffle giveaways, and every penny raised for that raffle goes to a nonprofit. So we raise 3 to 5 grand
Yeah.
typically per event for different local nonprofits. We've done First Step, Gleaners Food Bank is a great organization. We did Habitat for Humanity. So we
All
do
right.
these types of events, which really allows for community, and allows for us
Hmm.
to have some fun, of course, along the way. But we can raise thousands of dollars. Our team also does quarterly volunteer events. We just did one last Friday at not Gleaners, the other one, Forgotten Harvest. Great organization. We had a great
Ah,
time
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah.
So Forgotten Harvest is a good one. We packed up food and stuff like that, and it was a good organization. And they said at the end of the day, we help feed 3,000 families or whatever their data point are. So as we
Nice.
grow, it's important that we do more and more of that. I think we have an obligation to our community to be a giving organization. I think every company should do that, and
I agree.
the reason why my name is Redefine. The Talbot team is the team name, but the Redefine behind me there is really we want to redefine what it's thought of to be a corporation. Okay, and so how do you do that? First, you start with taking care of the people in your organization and your clients day to day, and
Mm-hmm.
making sure you're doing the right thing by them. And then how do you take that bigger, and giving back is huge. Those are a couple different examples, and we have some other hopefully future initiatives as well too to add to that.
Nice, nice, nice. Cool. All right, cool. All right, so let's get into another thing that I saw. You like to keep it digital. Says social media is a major pillar in maximizing success, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
So, what are like your three major or three top social media platforms that you like to utilize for success?
Yeah, no, good question. So I think in today's world, um, you don't exist as an organization or a marketer unless you have some social presence. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, through the years, number one has been Facebook. We do a good amount on Instagram as well too. I think Instagram is huge, and we're growing our YouTube channel, which is big for us living in Detroit. So YouTube is huge, and I think there's a lot of opportunity there as well too. So we are a lot of different places. We have presence a lot of different places. We, of course, have TikTok. We do other online ads. We do Google ads. So I think we
Right.
have a variety of different places that we live. But I think as agents, as realtors, if you're new to the business, one tip I could give you is be hyper focused on getting really good at one thing first. I think it's in today's world. This is just
Hmm.
so many different places you can be, and it's very difficult to. It's just so in depth now, right? It's very difficult to be good in a lot of different places, especially when you're first starting out. So Facebook is huge for us. Instagram has been big through the years, and YouTube is my current baby that I'm working on.
Yeah, I saw some of your videos, man. You have some amazing shots, man. Great work. Great work, by the way. Great
Yeah,
production.
we have some an awesome group of videographers and photographers and companies
Yeah.
that we partner with that are really professional at their craft, and
Mm-hmm.
we're always paying attention to. We want to work with the best of the best when it comes to the creatives. I love hanging out with creatives. I love my creative people, and just this podcast as an example is just such a great opportunity to have a little bit of a creative outlook and to have some fun spin on life. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, man.
it's a change of pace. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here. But yeah, shout out to the videographers and photographers that we work with because they do a fantastic job.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, so I did do a little bit of Facebook stalking or whatever. I saw on some of your posts when you list a home, like some of the immediate response, price, question mark. How do you respond? How do you handle that? Like I saw that, but like I know that's like the first thing people usually ask. Like how do you manage that just being like people's only inquiry in the property?
Yeah, so there's actually strategy to that move, so to speak. So years ago, when I first started on Facebook, I'm like I needed reasons to have engagement, okay? And so for two reasons. One
Mm,
is for the seller, right? So the more
right.
engagements I can get on that post, the more Facebook or the different social platforms are going to continue to push that listing out, right? So the more engagements I get, the more people see it, the more people see it, the more interest, the more showings, the higher the sale price, right? So it's literally, if you're living by true core values and you're doing the best that you can by your clients, it's literally a strategy in which to get your client top dollar, okay? And so what we found is it helps with engagement. We've also found it helps with our personal engagement, okay? So it allows
Mm,
us to connect with people throughout the community. It sparks a conversation, right? Which is, as real estate agents, that's an important piece. We want to spark a conversation and then, make ourselves available or at least give ourselves the opportunity to earn somebody's business when the time comes when they're looking to buy or sell, right? And so it really helps the client leaving the price out. It really helps us to be able to communicate and network within the community, allows us to message back and forth. We instantly send the price to somebody, so it's not like they're out there, waiting for information that they need. We instantly send the price to somebody, and we spark dialogue as far as conversations to see if there's an opportunity to help them out, and if not, no worries. So there's some strategy strategy there. It's been a lot of work. I've probably responded to tens of thousands, if not hundreds
Yeah,
of thousands
I bet.
of price comments. Um,
Yeah.
so for a while, it was like I didn't have a life because that's all I was doing was responding. And, now I have a little bit of a team to support me and stuff like that. So
Right, right.
there's some strategy to that question. It's a good note. It's a little trick for those agents back home that are curious on how to create some engagement. If you leave the price out, people typically want to know that when they're looking at real estate.
I know, right? I know. Okay, okay. That's a great strategy. I like that. I like that. So you've been doing real estate. You said you've had it for about 7 years, your license?
Going on 7 years,
So
yeah.
so since 2015, 16 BC before Corona. So I know you faced a lot of challenges. What are some challenges that you faced in real estate working in this industry? I mean, including the coronavirus and everything. Speak on
Yeah,
it.
COVID was I can't say that COVID was overly challenge. I mean, of course, it's challenging for everyone, but from an
Mm-hmm.
industry perspective, I'm so empathetic for those. For if there's agents out there saying like COVID was so, don't get me wrong, it was hard for a lot of different reasons and stuff like that. But they shut us down for like a month and a half, and I was terrified. I had
Right,
a new
right.
team. I had people that counted on me. We have employees. We have vendors. We have 1099 employees. We have and so I was so scared, right? But we found out really fast within a short amount of time that it really actually amplified the real estate market for the foreseeable
Correct.
future. So
Mm-hmm.
from a macro perspective and a business perspective, obviously it was a horrible thing. We're still dealing with some of the stuff, but from our perspective, I don't think I have a lot of overall complaints compared to a lot of people. Like there's massive carnage, massive job loss. There's a lot of things
Yeah.
happening in a lot of industries. My podcast, Moving Motown, we do local businesses and features entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And I actually interviewed a local gym owner the other day. Shout out to Scott from Pulse Fitness. But
Okay.
in his world is a whole different thing, right? I mean, they
Correct.
really regulated him, shut him down. Like they couldn't do anything for a while. And again,
They
I
were
don't.
hit definitely one of the hardest businesses.
Right.
Correct.
And like,
Yes.
so for better or for worse, or however you want to look at that overall situation, right? Like ours was not overly affected. In fact, it made us very, very busy, which I think provided,
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity from a business perspective, for sure. But there's a lot of challenges in there. Some of the challenges, sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? A lot of our challenges over the last couple of
Ooh.
years have been, work for our buyers, right? We had willing and able buyers. The market's hot, but a challenge was, hey, you need to offer $50,000 over list, or you need this appraisal coverage, right? And so really navigating through that is important. And in our business in particular, having somebody that's a full-time agent that has a pulse on the market, that's actively working, that has a team support in order to give you the best possible service across the board is critically important. And
Correct.
so, for us, with our team when we hire and with our agents and the message you're going to get across the board from our team is really living with our core values. So when you do have those challenges, if you're leading with love, vision, teamwork, all these core values that we have on our team, you're able to properly negotiate for that client and make it through those hurdles and make it through those challenges. So to me, it's important to have a North Star to follow and have these, rules of thumbs or vision, mission, vision, and core values the way that we do in order
Right.
to, navigate through that and still do the right thing along the way.
Correct. No matter if it gets too cloudy, you still, like you said, have your vision. You still on your mission, and no matter what distraction is or obstacle comes in your path, you still know what's going on. So yeah, I 100% agree with that. Let's talk about achievements, awards, acknowledgement, things of that nature. What have you received in your real estate career, if any, that you actually are proud of? Have you received any acknowledgments, awards, achievements in your
Yeah,
career?
yeah. So we won some different awards and stuff like that through the years. Have some different features, but I'm not a big trophy guy by any means. Like to me, my number one achievement that I can have is really for me at this point in my career and where I'm at is when I help a new agent or help a teammate on my team, and they're able to use the skill that I've provided in some way, shape, or form to benefit their lives and our clients' lives. So for me, achievement is 100% based on the humans that I'm able to help along the way. I feel much more
There you
achieved
go.
from the volunteer day we did last week than any of the awards we won or any of the volume that we produced, or top producing 1%, whatever type stuff. Like, I
Yep.
mean, that's all cool and everything, and whatever, but that's not why I do it. So the achievements are really to my team, and to the culture that we're building. To my business partner Nimish Patel, he absolutely crushes it and takes care of people every single day. He's the best agent in the state, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. He's crushing it. He's got 5 million under contract in 1 month. So you could say his achievement is 5 million, but in my opinion, his achievement is he's really helped these people for years get to a point where they're building new construction homes, they're building their dream homes, they found
Correct.
something, they're
Yeah.
moving from out of town. So his ability to best serve them and to put them in the best position for their family is really much more of achievement than his $5 million he's got under contract in the first 30 days here. So that's kind of my take on that. But we appreciate any of the awards and whatever. But that's to me not why we do it. So.
Oh man, that's so heartfelt right there. That felt very genuine, man. That's a great answer. That's a great answer, Matthew.
just the truth, man. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. And I, like I said, it felt genuine, and I'm glad you said that. A lot of people need to know that. So, your vision to be the most trusted, giving, and innovative real estate team in Michigan. How do you measure if you are on par with your vision?
Yeah, that's huge. I love the way you say it. Like your voice, you say it with that. Can we like record that and use that for you? Like you got the voice for it, man. I don't know. It sounds better than.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a very, very good question. And
Hmm.
so because these are very loose words, right? And so as a leader, and as we look at the leadership team, and it's important that we do track that. And so for one example, with the giving portion, we're starting to track dollars donated, as well as hours donated and families fed. We do have yearly goals around that, and we plan on continuing to grow that, right? And so we can say, I'd love to get to the point where our team is a certain size where we say, hey, we want to feed whatever 100,000 families this year, or we want to, obviously these are very big long-term type goals, but those
Right,
need to
right.
be tracked. And for me,
Hmm.
trusted is critically important. And that's something that is tracked through, I think, client reviews, because that's one way that that's for sure tracked. If you have 5-star reviews across the board, like, hey, listen, there's no negative reviews. That's a good way of doing things. But some of
Nice.
those soft costs are very hard to track, right? To be the most trusted, team, or the most trusted person, if you look at that word trust, it's really word of mouth. So for me, the only way to truly track that is what people are saying about us behind our backs that actually know us, right? So anyone can have an opinion on somebody, or that doesn't know us. But if you know me, if you know the team, the members on our team, if you've worked with us, what you say about us when we're not there is really what trust is. And I
Yeah.
think that will be
Yeah.
shown by reviews and shown by referrals, which we helped almost 60 families last year from referrals alone. So I think that category is continuing to grow, and as long as we continue to do that, we'll be just fine.
Nice, nice. Great. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks again for your time. That's all the questions that I have, Matthew. Do you have anything that you want to say to our audience before we go?
No, no, I really appreciate the time. These are always fun. It gives me gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit. As you can tell, I'm a
Right.
talker, so it's never a problem to get my mouth running here. But no, we appreciate the opportunity. The closing table, I'm really looking forward to. I love the name. Tying in with windowsill and
Thank you.
stuff like that. You guys run such a great organization, and just the variety of different companies and creative outlooks that you guys do. So you should really, hats off to you. We should really be proud and keep up the good work. And I wish you all the success in the world for the show.
Thank you, Matt. That means a lot. Appreciate that again. And for you watching right now, thank you again for watching. Do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or any other podcast platforms, please make sure you also give us a 5-star rating, and also subscribe to our channel so you get the latest content. And I want to leave you with this question, as a matter of fact. This is for the audience. What are some qualities that you look for and a real estate agent to make you trust them in your purchase process or selling process. Go ahead and drop your comments below. Other than that, we'll see you next time.